Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Did anybody watch the whole thing from start to finish? I did. Pretty long, isn't it? 3 hours, and then after that, you got to wait a bit longer, haven't you, for the result? But I predicted the winner at 9 p.m. If you don't believe me, here's the evidence. So I sent a little text message to my mum to say that Austria was my choice, and my mum agreed that JJ had a cracking voice. I think it was obvious because last year Nemo won, and Nemo had a very good high vocal range, falsetto, on top of having a most excellent vocal range. And I thought that that's what Europe was looking for. I don't think they're that bothered about those cheesy songs and those chants anymore. I think they're looking for someone that's actually got the ability to sing live, and that's all that's required. If you look at the rules, you will clearly see. Let's put this one on. You'll clearly see in the rules for the Eurovision, it's only the lead vocalist that needs to sing live. There can be no cheating on that part. But of course, backing vocalist, they don't have to sing live. And they can layer their voices over, because I distinctly remember that's what happened with the girls from England. Right at the end of the song, there's an overlap. They lap their three voices over the backing vocals. So we know that that is allowed. But some of them really are stretching it, because the rules say sing live. The instrumentation, that does not have to be live. So when you see a band up there, and trumpets and everything else, that might necessarily be live, because the rules are just the lead vocals have to be live. But I thought that the competition this year was pretty fierce. A lot of people in the bookies thought that Sweden would win, and I didn't really think they'd win. I thought they might have done better than they did, and I also thought that Germany might have done better with that ba-la-la-la-la song that they did. I quite like that. That was like going through my brain all through the night. Almost woke up to that. Ba-la-la-la-la. I thought that Israel getting right up there, I don't know. That wasn't for me, that. Good song, good vocalist, but not for me. But I did particularly like JJ from Austria. His vocal range was on a par with anything that I've ever heard before. Now, I find that the Eurovision Song Competition becomes more important the older you get. I didn't particularly like watching it when I was in my 20s and 30s, and maybe not even my 40s. I didn't get into this competition and start to like it until I got older, and I don't know why. Do you get cheesier the older you get? Maybe that's what it is. But this year, there were some pretty good strong songs. So what I've done, I've taken the liberty of downloading 37 of them. Of course, that's what originally happens. You have two semi-finals and then you whittle it down to 26. But originally, at the start, you get 37. So I've got the whole 37. I don't think I've got the whole 3 minutes, but I've got quite a lot of the songs. And I'm going to keep that on my hard drive and refer to it. And that's what you can see on there. That's the backdrop. I think that's one of the ones that didn't make it. Red Sebastian from Belgium. I don't think he made it into the final. And Australia, the Milkshake Man, he didn't make it into the final. And I think it's because people they're not that keen on novelty songs anymore, because it kind of brings down the tone of the Eurovision and the judges now. Maybe they're looking for a more polished entertainer. Now, when Nemo from last year, when he took to the stage to do his new song, I couldn't help but think, why is he dressed the way he is? A young man dressed, what is he? What gender is Nemo? Please tell me. is he one of those that doesn't identify with a gender? And maybe that's why he does what he does. Having said that, he does have a very good vocal range, and he's a most interesting character. But it wasn't nice to be shocked with that kind of dress up. I thought that was kind of Rocky Horror Show type costume that he was wearing, which is okay in its place. That has its place at the Rocky Horror Show, but this is the Eurovision. Anyway, everybody to their own, I guess. But I was a bit disappointed that Germany didn't get into the top three, because I kind of wanted, obviously I wanted Austria to win, and I said so at 9 p.m. Austria is my choice. But later on, I think I also, well, I can't find it now. Oh, there it is. I've just got to move it up a bit. I had at 26 minutes past 10, I wanted to try and predict the top three. Well, I got Sweden and Germany wrong, because, you know, it was Austria and two others, was it? Israel, and can't think of the third one. That's gone out of my head. So I've only predicted the winner, and I didn't predict numbers 2 and 3. And that's a shame, because normally I'm normally quite close, but I kind of was swayed by what people were saying about Sweden, even though I particularly didn't really like that kind of a chant, the sauna song that they did. And the only novelty one I did like was Tommy Cash, which is the one in the background. The espresso one, I really liked that quirky style that he had. I thought that was something to remember. And his get up. But he's just a character, wasn't he? To write a song about espresso. Well, it was a skit, wasn't it? Italy. And there was a lot of quite good-looking girls, weren't there, that were up there on stage. And Bolshi. I thought that this lass, she was very Bolshi, the one from Finland. And especially when she got onto that giant microphone and all the sparks came out of the back end of it. The name of this song is Ike Cummin. And Graham Norton said, I'll leave that to your own minds as to what you think that means. He did say a couple of things that made me laugh, did Graham Norton, and I'm not really a huge fan of him, but, you know, obviously I don't think Terry Wogan can be replaced as easily as that. Terry Wogan will always be, for me, the one that is associated with this competition more than anyone. So it doesn't matter who now steps into the frame and presents it, for me, there'll never be Terry Wogan. His quips and his one-liners were just memorable, weren't they? Yeah, shame that Terry died. But as you can see, if you're a fan, and I'm not saying I'm a huge fan, but I might be becoming a fan. You know, I've had my barriers broke down as regards the Eurovision Song Competition. I used to think at one time it was completely political, and that was because of everything that Terry used to say, and I'm sure it was. Now this is the Germany one, and it's called Balla, and when you listen to that, the way she goes, Balla la 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 la, and then this big bass line, a huge bass line follows it, and I had my subwoofer on, and I had my volume up to 50, which is only half of what it could go, and the walls were just banging on this one, and this one gets right into your head. It's insane in the brain, this one. So there you go. I predicted the winner, but I didn't predict 2 and 3. I completely got them wrong, but at least I got the winner. I'll see ya.